You've seen the TikToks, the YouTube side hustle gurus, and your cousin Brad swears he's making bank delivering tacos. But is DoorDash actually a legit way to make money in 2025? Or is it just another job that wears out your car and your soul? This is the cold hard truth. No hype, no fluff, real numbers, real people, and real outcomes. So you can stop guessing and start knowing if this hustle is worth it. Let's start with the basics. DoorDash launched in 2013, but by 2024, it had over 2 million active Dashers across the U.S. It's the biggest food delivery platform in the country. Bigger than Uber Eats, bigger than Grubhub, yes, even bigger than your late night cravings. Why do so many people sign up? It promises fast money, flexible hours, and 0 interviews. You don't need a degree, you just need a car, a phone, and a tolerance for waiting in Chick-fil-A drive-thrus. But the real question is, does this freedom actually pay off? Or is it just a gas-guzzling grind dressed up in app form? In this video, we break it all down using real-world data from California, Kentucky, New York, Georgia, and Idaho, across both big cities like Los Angeles and Atlanta, and small towns like Corbin and Twin Falls. We'll look at 4 real Dashers, 1 part-timer, 1 full-timer, 1 who made it big, and 1 who straight up walked away. Each tells a different story, but together they reveal the bigger picture. And no, we're not here to bash DoorDash or praise it. We're here to analyze it. Because if you're going to trade your time and your car for cash, you deserve the full story. And before anyone asks, no, I've never applied for DoorDash, I've never driven DoorDash, and neither do I know anyone who has. From income breakdowns to surprise expenses, to tax traps and bonus bait. This is the truth about driving for DoorDash, no sales pitch included. So grab a snack, maybe even one someone delivered, and let's find out if DoorDash really delivers for Dashers. Coming up, we'll meet our first Dasher, a college student in New York, hustling part-time between classes. He says it beats flipping burgers, but does it beat the bills? Meet Jake. He's 21. A college junior in upstate New York, and works part-time as a dasher between classes. His goal? Keep gas in the tank, books on the shelf, and ramen noodles in the drawer. Jake averages around 12 to 15 hours per week, mostly nights and weekends. He uses DoorDash to avoid a real job that clashes with his class schedule. In February 2024, he made $613 over 4 weeks. That averages out to about $15.32 an hour gross before expenses. And yes, he tracks it all: gas, mileage, even oil changes. His actual take-home pay after expenses? Closer to $11.80 an hour. That's more than minimum wage, but less than he expected going in. The biggest surprise? How quickly wear and tear adds up when you drive 300 miles a week in a used Civic. He also says the waiting game is real. Some days he gets 5 orders in 2 hours. Other days, 1 burrito and a whole lot of YouTube videos in a parking lot. So why does he stick with it? Flexibility. Jake says he doesn't miss shifts, doesn't have a boss breathing down his neck, and he can dash on his own terms. But he's also honest. When finals hit or weather turns bad, earnings take a nosedive. It's a hustle, not a guarantee. Still, Jake says he's keeping DoorDash on deck until graduation. It's not great money, he says. but it's better than flipping burgers at 7 a.m. before stats class. Coming up next, we'll shift gears and meet the grinder, a full-time dasher in Atlanta who treats it like a 9 to 5. His numbers are way bigger, but so are his trade-offs. Now meet Marcus. He's not dashing between classes. He's dashing like it's his job. Because for him, it is. Full-time, 6 days a week, rain or shine, Atlanta traffic and all. Marcus started after getting laid off in 2022. At first, it was a stopgap, but 2 years later, he's still going, averaging 50 to 60 hours a week. In March 2024, Marcus pulled in $1,354 in gross earnings, with his best day hitting $278 over a 12-hour shift. That's about $22.56 an hour gross, but after expenses, fuel, maintenance, and taxes, his real take-home was closer to $15.90 an hour net. He drives a 2017 Toyota Corolla, hits about 1,100 miles a week, and rotates tires every 2 months. His gas bill last month? $312. He's efficient. He pre-plans zones, uses a mileage tracker, eats meals in the car, and naps during slow periods. This isn't hustling, it's strategic warfare. But it's also exhausting. Marcus says burnout is real. His back aches, his weekends disappear, and his dating life, quote, let's not talk about it. Still, he says it's the most control he's had over work in years. I make my own schedule and nobody's breathing down my neck. That's worth something. And the flexibility? Real. But so are the trade-offs. He's constantly juggling taxes, app glitches, parking tickets, and late-night sketchy drop-offs. Marcus says DoorDash pays his rent, keeps food on the table, and helped him rebuild after a rough patch. But it's not easy money. It's earned every mile. Next, we'll meet the Dropout, a dasher who hit the wall, ran the numbers, and walked away. What made him quit, and should you consider it too? Our third story comes from James, a former dasher in Twin Falls, Idaho. He gave DoorDash 6 months. Then he gave up. He started strong, motivated, optimistic, and driving a 2011 Subaru Outback that he proudly kept running with duct tape and prayer. James was doing 30 hours a week, and his best month brought in $970. But when gas hit $4.09 a gallon, the math turned ugly fast. His expenses were brutal. Between gas, tires, and an unexpected $700 timing belt, James ended the month with just $314 net profit. That's $2.61 an hour less than minimum wage. And that's before taxes. I was basically paying DoorDash to let me work, he said. He stuck it out another month, barely. But by May, he sold his delivery bag on Facebook Marketplace and went back to framing houses. James says DoorDash is not a scam. It's just not sustainable if you live in a small town, drive an old car, and can't cherry pick the best orders. His advice? Do the math before you dash. If the numbers don't work out on paper, they're not going to magically work out on the road. His story isn't rare. For many part-timers in rural areas, DoorDash feels more like slow bleed than side hustle. James doesn't regret trying. He just wishes he had walked away sooner. Sometimes quitting isn't failing, it's just getting smart. Next up, we'll meet the winner, a dasher who actually cracked the code, pulled 6 figures in 1 year, and turned delivery into domination. Meet Tyler, 34 years old, lives in Los Angeles, and made over $102,000 last year with DoorDash. That's not a typo. He turned delivery into domination. But Tyler isn't just dashing. He's operating like a logistics company with 1 employee, himself. And he runs it like a machine. He drives a hybrid Prius, tracks every second of downtime, and maps out hotspots by hour using his own delivery heat maps. Yes, he built his own spreadsheet formulas. Tyler works 7 days a week, averages 10 to 12 hours a day, and only accepts high-paying stacked orders, usually $7 a minimum, multi-stop, and short distance. He doesn't chase promos or peak pay. He works the algorithm, and he knows it better than most DoorDash recruiters do. His gross for 2024, $102,317. Expenses including gas, insurance, and phone bills came out to be $19,600, which leaves him with a net income of around $82,700. That's more than most salaried jobs, but Tyler will be the first to tell you it is not easy. It's lonely, it's grueling, and it's all-consuming. He eats lunch on the move, sleeps in his car during slow hours, and hasn't taken a full weekend off since 2021. DoorDash is his day job, night shift, and side hustle all rolled into one. So, is it sustainable? Well, that depends. Tyler says he's saving aggressively so that he can walk away from the hustle in 3 years. Until then, he's squeezing every last mile. He's got 4 phones, 3 charging bricks, and a car seat full of pre-packed snacks. And his trunk? It's organized like a tactical kit. Up next, a bonus case study out of Corbin, Kentucky. One final dasher who shows what the hustle looks like in small town America. To close this out, we head to Corbin, Kentucky, a small town with about 7,300 people, and one dasher named Lindsay who gave it an honest shot. Lindsay dashed evenings after her job at a clinic, usually 3 hours a night, 4 to 5 nights a week. Her average, $48 a night, or about $13.50 an hour before gas. After fuel and wear on her 2009 Camry, she estimated take home closer to $9.25 an hour. But in a town with limited jobs, she said it still helped stretch the bills. Her quote, "Not fast money, not fun money, but lifeline money." In small towns, DoorDash isn't a side hustle, it's a side lifeline. Thank you for watching another Smith Farm Shenanigans case file video. My hope is that you enjoyed this video and that I'll see you on the next one.